Hey, what's good, YouTube? Today we're gonna react to the evil business of extortion and hip hop 2.0. But let's get into the reaction. This from Hip Hop Madness.
Everybody be checking in. That's your favorite thing to do. Check in with somebody that's gonna rob your stupid ass. Yo, you think that guy, the guy that you don't know in California got your back? The guy that got beef with other hoods and all this, you checking into that dude? Why do you want to go over there? Don't call me. But be having a nerve to call me sometime. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm playing video games. My daughter got a soccer game tomorrow, bro. Grow the up. Like,
where there's money to be made, you can bet that the underworld normally isn't far behind. Whether they're laundering the proceeds through seemingly legitimate businesses or rubbing shoulders with politicians in order to get favorable treatment for their causes, the world of organized crime has its finger in every pot. And by now, we all know that the criminal underworld has left its stamp on hip-hop. In Houston, people go to the Prince family for protection. In Detroit, visiting artists are encouraged to check in with Trick to get past the no-fly zone. But in recent years, one place has emerged as far more treacherous than anywhere else. A city that tragically claimed the lives of Pop Smoke and P&B Rock from a simple mistaken IG post with their locations left on. To say that the crime here is rife would be an understatement.
My message to anybody considering coming to Los Angeles, especially during the holiday season, is don't.
A sobering and somewhat terrifying statement from the LA Police Protective League, the union representing LAPD officers. The message coming as a crime wave continues to slam the city and surrounding areas.
We can't guarantee your safety. It is really, really out of control. It's like that movie.
Bro, that's insane. That's insane. The cops saying we can't guarantee your safety is crazy.
Can't guarantee your safety. It is really, really out of control. It's like that movie Purge. Instead of 24 hours to commit your crime, these bad people have 365 days to commit whatever they want.
For rappers, this widespread lawlessness presents a real problem. Because where in Houston there's a centralized means for checking in or getting a pass for the whole city as in Detroit, Cali has 39 million people. Not to mention gangs like Bloods, Crips, and Latin Kings who often move independently from neighborhood to neighborhood. So, trying to get that universal hall pass is a difficult thing in LA. So much so that even the locals, including legends like Ice-T, see it as a necessity.
People like, well, I don't check in. I check in. I'm from here. I call the homies like I'm about to touch down. We pulling up. Their cars riding around with people hunting. And the reason I know that is because I've been in those cars. I don't want anyone to come to LA and die or get in any, but it's not what it looks like. It's very deceiving and it's very dangerous.
Now, before we get into why LA extortion has reached such ridiculous heights, it's important to first acknowledge that it's always been a part of the culture out there, and some of its biggest perpetrators were well known. Let's not forget, one of its greatest labels was built on a foundation of extortion. Back when he was still looking to get seed capital for Death Row Records, Mob Pyru affiliate Suge Knight paid a visit to Vanilla Ice and walked away with part of the publishing to Ice Ice Baby. Now, Ice could have
allegedly, this nigga Suge Knight hung this nigga over a fucking balcony, bro, for this shit.
Paid a visit to Vanilla Ice and walked away with part of the publishing to Ice Ice Baby. Now, Ice could have contested this, but in time, almost like a Stockholm Syndrome victim, he grew to value his contribution.
He took that money, and I look at it in a positive way. With me, people think I'm bitter about it. To me, I look at it in a positive way, saying, you know what? That money went on to start Death Row Records. That money funded some of the greatest hip-hop music of our time. The Chronic record, funded by Vanilla Ice. Nobody ever thought about that. How about Snoop Dogg, funded by Vanilla Ice? How about Tupac, funded by Vanilla Ice? I may not have had a good return on my money on that one, but listen to me. It went on to do something good in the hip-hop community, man.
Hey, man, I don't blame him, because it's like, bro, what else you gonna do? You're not gonna get that money back. So it's like, shit, you might as well think about it in a positive light. Say you fucking funded Tupac and Snoop Dogg and all the fucking other goats, bro. But it's like, bro, that shit will hurt. Like, all your money, they just took your shit. That's crazy.
On that one, but listen to me. It went on to do something good in the hip-hop community, man.
He might as well have come to that conclusion, because in reality, there was nothing he could do about it.
Facts.
Suge's shakedown stretched way beyond Vanilla Ice, because over time, paperwork would emerge which pointed to Suge being the head of an extortion jacket led by both the Crips and Bloods. In documents obtained by the FBI,
damn,
Sergeant Richard Biddle stated
that nigga Suge Knight, bro. Damn, nigga was a walking tank.
Paperwork would emerge which pointed to Suge being the head of an extortion jacket led by both the Crips and Bloods. In documents obtained by the FBI, Sheriff Sergeant Richard Biddle stated that apparently when a new artist or rapper comes to
Big
either
ass
LA or
nigga.
Las Vegas, he is required to pay a tax to defend at night. Allegedly, this made him over $10 million. But in
Wow.
a testament to how widespread and non-centralized extortion is in LA, this still wasn't enough to protect Tupac, because according to previously confidential files, unnamed sources have been extorting money from various rap music stars via death threats. The scheme involves making telephonic death threats to the rap star. Subjects then intercede by contacting and offering protection for a fee. It adds, source reported that Eric Wright was a victim prior to dying from you-know-what, adding that Tupac was also targeted prior to his recent in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now just think about that. If Eazy-E and Tupac can't even get a pass for Cali, it's no wonder that there aren't many rappers who can maneuver around the city without at least the prospect of being leaned on, including hip-hop's biggest stars. For example, just look at Eminem. What's going on, everybody? Spencer Zachary here, and in addition to doing voiceovers for Hip Hop Madness, I'm an artist.
Hey, shout out to your art gang, but
Good luck and happy creating.
I don't really care, gang.
For
I'm not
example,
gonna lie.
just look at Eminem. Despite being a bona fide megastar by the year 2000, Shady still had to get clicked in with California's Booyah Tribe to evade Crips when he hit Cali. This legendary hip-hop crew were known for being as real as it gets, and years later, after the group collabed with Shady, their nephew, Monsta G, admitted that the only reason the song 911 ever happened was as a payment for their protection.
That song, Hip Hop is in the state of 911 with Booyah Tribe and Be Real. That's how that song came about, because Paul Rosenberg, he was getting extorted by some Crips. He was paying them money and just like getting bullied. I don't know the exact details, but I do know that a few phone calls were made, and then that's how the feature came about, because they were like, anything in return, what do you want? And they was like, I want a feature from him.
Sure enough, right there in the lyrics, M seemed to be flexing his new pass, spitting, everywhere we go, people know that we roll deep as 40, 50 Samoans. Later, the story seemed to be confirmed by Cypress Hill's Be Real, who admitted that M was definitely under some kind of pressure prior to Booyah stepping in. Taking it forward a generation, the same issues also plagued Drake in LA. While some people likely believe Kendrick's ties to the Bloods might have made him back up from Kendrick and put his mansion in LA on the market, the game recalled a time where, in the midst of beefing with P. Diddy over an altercation in Miami, the word was put out that it was open season on Drizzy. And if
God
it wasn't for the
damn.
unaffiliated game giving him a tip-off,
Damn, even the top rappers can't be protected for real. Damn.
the word was put out that it was open season on Drizzy. And
Now,
if it wasn't
open
for the
season on
unaffiliated
Drizzy is
game
crazy.
giving him a tip-off, he could have been in serious trouble.
You talked about how you found out that they're trying to set up Drake in LA at one point. What exactly was that about?
There were like calls, going around LA, and it was like, Drake here, Drake there, who will run up on him. I'm not saying it didn't come from Diddy directly, but LA get tricky. So when there are beefs and they are here, no matter who it is, like there's certain people that are gonna get called, and I'm one of those people. I had privy Drake to a little information. I hit him. I told him like, yo, this is what it is, but I got you. I'm pretty heavy, so we straight.
Now, these are stories where things went off without any major problems, but not everyone escapes unscathed, as sometimes, even being from the trenches in a different city becomes irrelevant the minute you touch down in Cali. Case in point, just look at how someone like Blueface could intimidate Offset, despite Blueface initially exposing Offset for cheating.
Offset was mad about his wife, sent them threats. We had somebody just tap on his shoulder and let him know he's touchable. I'm the big bad wolf, schoolyard crib.
Now, Blueface is a man who likely knows a thing about extortion. After all, besides Suge, he was managed by one of the leading proponents of it in LA. And unfortunately,
Whack.
Wack 100 learned from the best in Suge. An ingrained part of Cali culture to the point that people will openly flex their involvement, Clubhouse has been a goldmine for self-incrimination for Wack 100. As on another occasion, he basically admitted to extorting Oscar De La Hoya. Back in the day,
What?
Oscar was involved in a major scandal when photos were released in 2007,
Oh, damn.
suspiciously showing him in fishnet lingerie, heels, and a wig. Now, it appears that Wack 100 is happy to take credit for that.
I made $850 off Oscar. They want to pay me another $250,000. That's why the pictures is up on the internet.
But despite Wack's claims that he's a legit, law-abiding citizen now, there are those who believe that this is just an integral part of his tactics. Speaking on my expert opinion, Hassan Campbell revealed that he'd most recently put the pressure on Kanye West, using the leverage of Kim Kardashian's unreleased tapes to secure a Ye feature with the game's Easy.
Wack 100 just blackmailed Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. He announced it, that he got the tape. Y'all want the tape? I got the tape. Kim Kardashian went on the internet crying. Kim Kardashian says one of her kids see an advertisement for the new tape, and she calls Kanye. Next thing you know, Kanye's making a song with Game.
Considering how Kanye had a very public falling out with Game over his explicit lyrics about Kim, that whole scenario did seem a little strange. But if Wack had something to do with it, then maybe it's more believable. So if they can get to Kanye, who was a billionaire at the time, it must be a cause for concern for lesser rappers who are far more vulnerable, both financially and otherwise. But let's not forget, extortion extends far outside of hip-hop, because plenty of celebrities have been extorted or even robbed. Over the years, there have been home invasions on the residences of Kevin Hart, Mariah Carey, Paris Hilton, Benedict Cumberbatch, Drake, Sandra Bullock, and a whole host of others, including
anyone could get touched, I guess.
In the Virginia-born Chris Brown's case, this proved that his ties to the Bloods can't necessarily keep him or his property safe. Meanwhile, if you ask Charlemagne, even him being robbed is just an extension of him paying for protection against his will.
It makes no sense. Now you just out here getting extorted. Like, a lot of these guys are just out in LA getting extorted. That's it. You're really paying for protection when you could just pay for protection the legal way. Like, why put yourself in the mix of that? And even if you're going to do that, you shouldn't be allowed to wear it. If I was the Bloods, if I was the Crips, I'd be upset. I'd be like, yo, y'all representing us wrong. Stop it. Chris Brown, stop doing it on social media. Stop misrepresenting us.
So with extortion so widespread, it leads to the question, is there any way to avoid this in Cali as a rapper? Well, in the eyes of a true legend of the coast and Snoop Dogg, the first thing to do is get in touch with him. Secondly, if you have any outside gang affiliations, the way to make your whole life a lot easier is to leave those in another state.
If you are banging outside of California, Bloods or Crips, you need to stay there. Because if you come back to California where it originated at, we have different sets of rules and regulations that don't apply to you niggas, and you will become victim of a circumstance. I've always expressed on songs, if you come to LA, you need to get at a couple of people. I'm one of them. If you don't get at me, you're in trouble. I don't have problems with nobody, no issues. So if you come through on my behalf, people are going to give you the strength of me. Man, we got love for Snoop Dogg, so we can't do nothing to him because we don't want to offend Uncle Snoop.
Even with Snoop serving as a rapper's best bet, it still doesn't change the fact that Cali is just too big to expect one allegiance to cover you. Plus, there's too many factions for all of them to possibly be kept in line by one powerful cosign or crew. And while there's perhaps no way to completely ensure your safety, there are certainly things to help you keep a lower profile. Here, we have a Cali rapper and Marvin Gangster Crip, Yellow Hill, who's released a track entitled LA Handbook, an anti-extortion self-help guide, which basically breaks down the do's and don'ts if you want to move around Cali unscathed.
Leave the Sprinters at home if you can't get a Prius. Get like 4 or 5 Priuses. Take the chains off, put the chains under there. Tap in with some that really got some pull in the city. Whatever you got to do, make sure that you tap and pay your dues, because that's the type of culture that we got out here. If you ain't banging, we'll get you, man.
A state that requires a whole lot of preparation to visit, rappers have got to take all necessary precautions to record or perform in Cali. Because otherwise, it might take more than Uncle Snoop to save you.
Tough. So it basically means, hey man, it's not like just one head honcho. Like, you be cool with one nigga, but it's like, it'll be a random ass gang that comes up and fucking run your shit. So it's like, bro, you gotta stay tapped in with damn near everybody and fucking make connections with different type of people so you have a fucking green pass to get in there. But hey, that's crazy, bro. If nigga Kanye was getting extorted by Wack to give fucking Game a feature, that's crazy. But it's like, bro, we know extortion is real, and when it comes to terms of hip hop, but it's like, damn, like even the top niggas getting extorted, like. But it's like Snoop Dogg saying, bro, all that blood and Crip shit, if you're from another state, don't bring that shit over here, because they got different rules and regulations that won't fly here. So it's basically a different world in Cali, I guess, when it comes to terms of this gang shit. But you know, like, comment, subscribe, suggest anything else to interact to, you know, down below in the comments. But check out and next one.